Welcome, my dear listeners. Stay with me to get the spoilers first and subscribe to the channel. Let's find out what's going to happen tomorrow on YNR. Victor is in terrible danger. The main reason is that Nikki and Jack have taken control of Newman. Victor is left alone. Is there no one to stand by his side? Let's find out the details. The young and the restless spoilers say that Nikki Newman will still be determined to teach Victor Newman a lesson. Nikki thinks that Victor has gone too far with his behavior, so she is done putting up with it and wants him to face some consequences. Of course, fans of YNR know that Victor has already lost the two things that matter most to him, Nikki and the Newman Empire. But Victor doesn't feel bad about what he did with Jack Abbott. He thinks Nikki needs to start being more loyal. Instead, Nikki is ready to work with Jack on a plan for revenge. What if they decide to go after Newman on their own and leave Victor out of it? Jack doesn't care that Victor lost Newman Enterprises, but he hates to see Nikki and her family in pain. At some point, Jack and Nikki might be able to work together to take the Newman Empire away from Phyllis Summers. There might be a way them to get into AI program and use it to their advantage. But maybe there is some blackmail going on. If Nikki and Jack can somehow threaten Phyllis with criminal charges, that might make her less likely to give up control of their company. KNHB also wants Victor to pay, so he might be able to help with all of this. Still, it's clear that Jack will be Nikki's main partner in revenge because that will hurt Victor the most. What if Jack and Nikki plan to take over Newman and Nikki ends up as CEO? Nikki could tell Victor that she is now in charge and will run Newman however she wants. Victor could be completely shut out, which would shock Adam Newman, Victoria Newman, and Nick Newman. Of course, Victor could fight back and try to get back what is rightfully his, especially if this divorce battle gets ugly. If Jack's name is on enough official papers, he might be able to stop Victor from doing what he wants. That being said, we still hope that Victor and Nikki will be able to fix their marriage, so things are sure to get complicated. The young and the restless spoilers say that Nikki and Jack will carry out their plan for revenge in the meantime, so keep an eye out for bad news for Victor. Let's find out a little more. Victoria gets to the Newman ranch and her dad asks her how things went in Milan. She says that she couldn't get Summer to talk to Phyllis, so she convinced her to write a scathing note instead. Daddy doesn't think it will help and he says he's already gotten Chancellor back. She knows her mom is happy, but Victor says Nikki won't come back, she's gone. Victoria is right to think that this has something to do with Jack. Victor is angry with Nikki because she cannot accept that Jack was just a means to an end. She left because he wouldn't let her criticize his decisions. This time their break may be irreparable. The only way they can get back together is Nikki comes to her senses. Nikki gets upset. Sharon and Noah are worried about Nick at Crimson Lights and Nikki shows up and joins in. They told her about the plan to get Riza to tell them where Matt was. Nikki and Sharon are just glad Noah didn't go to Vegas as well. They only wish they could have stopped Nick from going. Nikki gets emotional when Noah gives her a Billie Holiday record. He and Sharon think there is more going on. Her grandson wants to know why she is leaving the ranch. Nikki is being cagey and says she is just taking a break. She talks about Maria and Sharon until Sienna comes in wanting to talk to Noah alone. Victoria sends Nikki a text and she leaves. Nikki, Noah, YNR. Devon makes fun of Lily. Devon and Nate greet Lily at the Chancellor State, but they don't waste any time asking if Victor is keeping her and the twins against their will. Lily tries to change the subject, but Devon says he hasn't been sleeping and Nate keeps asking her for a straight answer. Lily finally admits that it was all a trick. Lily Y&R. Nate and Devon are furious that she would put the family through all his pain for no reason. Lily tries to explain herself, but Devon thinks what she did is just as bad as what Kane did. She says she won't make excuses for herself, but then she does. Lily says she had a chance to get Chancellor back. Devon thinks Victor has cheated her again. Lily tries to change the subject, but neither of the men thinks she can trust anything the Newman says. There was no point to this whole plan. Devon says she did it just to get back at her ex. Victoria doesn't doubt her father. Nikki and Victoria meet at the athletic club. Victor is on the menu. Nikki tells him about his most recent wrongdoings, but she isn't sure how kidnapping Jack led to Diane leaving him. Victoria thinks that Daddy didn't do anything wrong. Jack must have done something wrong in his marriage. Victoria, Nikki, Y&R. Victor brags to Kane. Ashby drinks and moans about Lily at society, but he is determined to stay out of her life. Victor walks in, ready to brag. Kane confronts him and says that Nikki told him about his plan. It's not news that Victor could be cruel, but he had no idea Lily could be so mean. The mustache just laughs and raises a glass to himself. Y&R Kane. The last scene, Sienna shows Noah the most recent text from Matt at Crimson Lights. When he tries to reassure her that his dad will end this soon, she realizes that Matt may have put Riza in the way to get Nick to leave town. Her ex-boyfriend might be in town and watching them. Noah, Sienna, Y&R. Lily tells Devon and Nate at the Chancellor estate that Kane told her he never wanted to see her again when she told him what really happened. They believe that would make things better. Devon tells her sister to end her deal with Victor and move on for good for everyone. Y&R editorial makes people angry. Nikki is shocked that Victoria can't see how much harm Victor has done at the athletic club. Victor's sick vendetta caused everything that happened. She says it's time for him to learn a lesson. Nikki, Victoria, Y&R. Victor tells Kane at society that he didn't have to give Lily much. He tells Kane to go back to France. Ashby makes it clear that he isn't going anywhere and warns the Black Knight that he might still burn down the whole town just for fun. It's only take one match. Victor laughs and makes fun of Kane until he leaves. Get ready for more, boy. Victor growls, I will make your life hell. And here's the part that really stays with me. This isn't just a battle of power anymore, it's a battle of pride, and pride can destroy everything. Because when people stop listening and start proving a point, that's when lines get crossed. Quietly at first and then all at once. In my opinion, Victor isn't just facing enemies right now, he is facing the consequences of believing he can never lose, and that's a very dangerous mindset. And Nikki. She isn't reacting out of anger anymore, she feels down, and when someone reaches that point, they don't fight loud, they move carefully, and that's what makes her more powerful than ever. But here's the twist that keeps me thinking, what if this isn't really about revenge at all? What if it's about rewriting control piece by piece, until Victor doesn't even recognize his own empire? And if that happens, what does Victor become? A fighter or a man chasing something he already lost? Do you think Victor is finally meeting a situation he cannot dominate? Or is this just a calm before the biggest comeback? And what about Nikki? Is she protecting her family or stepping into a role that changes her forever? Here's my prediction. This won't end with one winner. It's going to spill the entire Newman legacy. And when the dust settles, the damage may be deeper than anyone expects. Because sometimes the real loss isn't the company, it's the people you cannot win back. So keep watching closely, not just for the big moves, but for the quiet ones, because that's where the real story is unfolding. And the next shift might come when no one is ready.